The Power Hour is on the air, live streaming to you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm your host, Michael Bishop, and thank you for joining us on this Monday evening. It's another Titans win. We're excited to talk about it. It's a jam-packed show tonight, and we've got so much to get to. But first up, we've got a guest on the show tonight. Introducing a very good friend of the show and a huge Tennessee Titans fan. I am so happy to have him on. He's a huge fan of the show. We've been getting along very well, and we've been talking, and I wanted to get him on the show and just share his love of the Tennessee Titans. He's got great insight, and he's been a really good friend. Please let me introduce to you our buddy Spencer Pratt. Spencer, how do you do? Welcome to the Power Hour.
What's up, man?
It's good to have you on. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
How is it going?
It's going great, man. We've got a win Monday. Everybody's feeling good. The vibes are good. How are you feeling?
Great. I'm feeling very well.
Well, we're very happy to have you on the show tonight, buddy. And we already got some comments in the comments section, so we'll go ahead and get to those real quick. Our buddy Al Pierce says, we need to find it on offense, and this week's will be a good place to do so. Go Titans, kick Houston, Texan tail. From our buddy Oilstruck. And also a friend of the show, Ryan Harris. What's up, fellas? Tighten up. Good seeing you guys on the show tonight.
What's up, Harris? What's up, Ryan Harris?
So go ahead and tell us, man. How do you feel about the game? Did you like the way everything went?
Yeah, but I think it was all slow offensive starts. One thing I want to mention, can I mention you that real quick?
Go ahead.
So, here's what I got for you. It's just the offensive starts slow, man. I don't know why we were even not starting the offense fast enough. Can you answer that?
Well, we'll definitely have a chance to answer that when we go on to the next segment. But first off, we got some breaking news to get to. You want to help me break that down real quick?
Yeah.
All right, buddy, let's do it. We'll hit the small screen. Welcome to Top News. Welcome, everybody, to the Power Shower. Let's get this show going.
I'm so
What the?
depressed I can't even blink.
That's right, our first story of the day, tied up. The Detroit Lions find a way to keep losing, and unfortunately, I guess we'll just call it a tie for what it is. So, how'd you feel about the Lions game? Did you think that they were actually going to have a chance to win? I had them favored as one of the teams to upset the Steelers.
I did not know they had the tie, but I thought they were going to lose.
Well, it was crazy just how the game played. It just seemed like Detroit kept finding ways to continue just to push this game forward, and the Steelers just kept finding ways to fumble the ball.
Yeah, but it's because they didn't have Ben Roethlisberger.
That is another true fact, but at the same time, the Lions did have Jared Goff, and it didn't seem to make much difference either. And it seems like we've got our buddy P Shark on the other line, and we'll get him in on the chat. P Shark, are you there, buddy?
Are you there?
Yeah, out here. Give me 1 second.
P Shark.
P Shark's getting ready to jump in the show, but we'll continue to talk while he's doing that. So, Bryce, right now, basically, I keep feeling like that Detroit just found ways to give this game away, and it was just hilarious to me, because especially when it came up to find a way to get the win, on a last-second field goal, it misses wide right.
I did not watch that though, but I didn't even know they had the tie, like I said. But Powell.
Go ahead, buddy.
The Lions always suck.
It's hard being a Detroit fan, but I guess my buddy Basically just summed it up in one sentence, and he's not wrong. And yes, Ryan Harris, I agree. That was one I had favored as an upset. But technically, I didn't win, but I didn't lose either. So I guess I can't be too mad at that. And looking at some of our other comments, Titan Rossi in the house, how you doing, buddy? Saying shout out to you, Ryan. And also, happy to be 8-2.
Yeah.
And a shout out to Al Pierce. Good having everybody on the show. And P Shark looks like he's ready to join us. How are you doing, buddy?
What's up,
Good.
P Shark?
What it do?
It's great having you on the show, man. I know he was rushing to get here from work, but we've got him. We got a full slate to go. So let's jump into that Detroit game real quick. How'd you feel about that? Just another tie in the NFL.
Yeah, just another tie. Guess I'm not shocked. I mean, once I found out Mason Rudolph was starting, it was, yeah, I have nothing to say about the game. It was a terrible game.
I've never seen two teams try and continually give away a game so badly.
Right.
But the Steelers kept on fumbling the ball. P Shark, can you answer that real quick?
What?
The Steelers kept on fumbling the ball.
I have no words. They kept fumbling. The Lions kept throwing interceptions. It was just a pretty bad NFL game. I can't really.
Who was even the quarterback yesterday of the Steelers?
Mason Rudolph.
He sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once again, another tie in the NFL, so it's hard to believe these keep happening. Do you feel like there's just any kind of scenario where the NFL might try and just find ways to go into sudden death? B-Shark, I'll let you take this one first.
It's like a take to college. I think college now does the 2-point conversion after the third overtime or something. Maybe NFL could take that route, but maybe in the first overtime or starting second overtime or something. But I don't know. The NFL's kind of stuck in their ways. They might just keep it how it is, knowing them.
That's understandable too. The NFL definitely is not a fan of change, especially when it comes to rules. At least until it comes to twist somebody's arm at that time. Well, Bryce, what do you think? Do you think the NFL should try and keep the way their system's set up in overtime, or should they find a way to just go sudden death?
I think at the end of the fourth quarter they should score the touchdown, and I think they should be able to win the game. Do you agree with that or no?
I'd just simply say I feel that in certain circumstances, you get teams that play in these overtime situations, and it's always going to be where they're going to be wore out the next week, and they've already played a full 60 minutes, and if I'm a coach, I want to try and get my guys done and over with, so I'm not opposed to trying the college rules, even if it's just for a year to try it out.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes, and we'll just take care of business as it goes. Also in breaking news today, and it's unfortunate for the Washington football team, their young star, Chase Young, is out for the season with a torn ACL.
Oh, I seen that today on my NFL app on my phone. I read it. I was like, what the hell happened?
Well, it just seems like it was one of those unfortunate situations. So, Shark, how do you feel that's going to affect the Washington football team going forward this year, especially on defense?
I didn't expect much for them the rest of the season. I know they had the upset on Tampa Bay yesterday. They could have won their season around, but I didn't expect much from them the rest of the season, especially if their quarterback situation. So this basically ends it, in my opinion. But even with him, I don't think they would have did much. I hate it for Chase Young, though.
If they make the playoffs, then I don't know what to tell you. They might lose in the playoffs if they make it.
Well, definitely being in Washington's favor, they did end up beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, I don't know, Bryce. They look like they've got a legitimate chance to continue to try and play for some wins. So, do you think that might be a possibility?
Yes.
How about you,
Uh,
P Shark? Do you think it's going to affect them long term?
You talking about like this season long term or like next year?
I let's go next. Let's be interesting and say next year.
Yeah. Well, it depends on, I guess, what's it, torn ACL?
Yes, I think it's officially a torn ACL.
it
I don't
sucks.
know. Bud Dupree came back. Well, of course, he's still dealing with lingering effects, but he tore his in December last year. So
That's right.
Shane Young might be back by beginning of next season, if
Uh,
that's the case.
um, you Bud Dupree tore his ACL last year in December.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. But the good news is, I think right now he's slowly getting back to form. Just the
Yeah.
biggest problem is, I know that there is a possibility that he has an abdomen injury, but we'll have to wait and see and get more on that as things progress.
Hey, I I would like to see more Bud Dupree force people to step up in the pocket, and he was forcing. Powell, are you listening?
I'm listening to you, bud. Go ahead.
He was forcing Matthew Stafford to step up in the pocket and take care of business.
That's right, against the Rams. But
Yeah.
we'll definitely get more to that, buddy. We're gonna get through the rest of this news, so we'll jump in that as soon as possible. But moving on to our next story, it's deja vu for the Carolina Panthers as Cam Newton comes back and dominates in amazing fashion like he never left. So, P Shark, I'll let you jump on this one first. How did you feel about Cam's breakout performance in what was a homecoming game?
I can't get what he said out of my head. I'm back. That's funny.
I, I heard something like that today in his interview, but um, I I don't know about Cam Newton moving forward.
Well, I think it's a good start right now, especially he came out and he just balled and had just a really good game. But
He,
also, P Shark, one thing I wanted to ask you: do you think it's something sustainable, especially as the season progresses? Carolina's already talking about possibly having him in a situation to possibly play for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think that's what they need to do. I think he needs to start. I'm of the belief like he struggled. Yeah, at times like gonna pass last year, but I don't know who he was throwing the ball to last year in New England either. To be fair, so at least he has
uh,
actually has weapons now. Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. So I say roll him out there. I don't know if they can fully trust PJ Walker. So and Sam Darnold, I think is out for like the rest of the season. So they kind of got no choice.
Agreed. Bryce, what do you think? Do you think that Cam Newton's success is sustainable?
um, I think yes, but I think he will play for the rest of the season if he doesn't get no injuries.
Agreed. Hopefully, Carolina can capture some of that magic that Cam Newton has possessed. Maybe that homecoming is what they needed to
Cam
progress.
Cam Newton is like a Spider-Man quarterback.
I won't argue with that. That man continually to show superhero abilities week in and week out, but if you got to compare him to anybody, it's definitely Superman. Moving on to our next story, the NFL seems to find ways to find players, especially for questionable calls and questionable plays. P Shark, do you think that this is going to continue to be just a bugging trend, especially when we see players get fined for situations that seem just unnecessary and players that aren't getting fined that should have been?
Yeah, but it's the NFL being the NFL, inconsistent with all of their policies. It's been like that for years. It's still crazy when Cassius Marsh actually got fined. I was like, yeah, I'm still dumbfounded about it, but that's Roger
Um,
Goodell for you.
um, here's what I got to say about this.
Go ahead, buddy.
Um, he he hit the referee right in the back with his elbow or something. I'm not sure.
So kind of referee really backed into him while he was running. Well, like I said, it could be either or. But what I took from was referee kind of bumped into him.
And it definitely seemed a situation where the referee was backing into the player, and it was just inadvertent, and I just think it was an overreact situation.
Right.
So I really feel that, I've seen this situation in a lot of NFL games, and it continues to be a problem where you see a lot of overreaction this year. And go ahead, Spencer.
I wanted the Bears to win over the Steelers, but they kicked a long field goal and missed it.
They did, and it seemed like luck just wasn't on their side with just a lot of unnecessary penalties and just a lot of inconsistent, questionable calls. So
Bad luck.
Part of, I would agree, but also at the same time, I just hope the NFL continues to take it into consideration, for being accidentally running into by a player and holding a player's leg while he's trying to make a tackle are two different things and two finable offenses. So I hope that next year in the competition committee, that's something that's reviewed going forward. And then finally, guys, we've got a football game tonight. Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. It's the Los Angeles Rams trying to bounce back after a loss against the San Francisco 49ers. So let's go ahead and get our picks in real quick. Mr. Pratt, I give you the floor. Who do you like in this game?
I think the Los Angeles Rams are going to whoop the 49ers' ass.
Fair assessment. P Shark, who do you like in this one?
Hey, he couldn't say it better. I couldn't say it better myself. Exactly what Bryce said.
So we're just keeping it real on the Power Hour. Apparently some asses are about to be whooped tonight, so hopefully if you're wearing gold and maroon, I don't think it's going to be a good night for you. Apparently to Mr. Pratt on the other end. But I think it should be a fairly decent matchup. I think Los Angeles gets out to a pretty quick start. I'll give it to them 27-10. P Shark, let's hear you first.
Hold on.
Give me 30 to, 30. What they scored 16 last week and gets up 9 before they scored garbage time points. Give me 30 to 15. 30 to 15.
All right. How about you, Bryce? Who do you like in this one, score-wise?
31-17.
All right, going with the old school. I can dig it. All right, so everybody seems to be going in the Rams' direction. No brainer there. And especially, I think this is the Rams on the road.
Hey, Power Hour, I think they got Odell Beckham Jr. now, and I don't know how that's going to work out moving forward.
Well, I think especially with the injury in the wide receiver department, it's definitely going to be a fill position, and it takes a lot of pressure off Cooper Kupp. What would you say? What would you say, P-Shark?
Hold on.
Initially, I think he's going to fit right in. I do. I can say I do hate it when a player gets hurt. So Robert Woods, turns ACL Friday. That was crushing news, but kind of helped that they signed Odell right before that, so it helped out. So I think he's gonna fit right in. I don't think I don't know. Like, we hear all the stuff the media says about him. I'm not sure if all of it necessarily true. I don't know if it's the media pushing this narrative that he was this locker room guy, but we'll see. Yeah. I think LA is a perfect fit for him.
I agree. I think time will tell, and eventually we'll see. I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
I heard something like that Friday. He tore his ACL in practice.
That's right, and it will definitely be a situation that was unfortunate, but knowing that Odell Beckham, maybe a new start, maybe a fresh perspective, will be exactly what he needs to move forward, especially in an NFL season where there seems to be a lot of questions with the Rams. Can they continue to be legitimate? And are they a team that can just make it to the finish line, especially when it seems right now most of the big teams are sputtering to the finish line?
against the Titans, they are.
I don't think they want to see the Titans anytime soon, and I'm sure P. Shark would agree with me on that.
Yep, I got to go to the game, so
we did see that. I mean, you had some pretty good seats.
Yeah, it was nice to see that in person. A trip well worth it.
The Titans beat the Rams' ass.
Oh, my man just over here just getting his ass whoopings in today. I don't blame him. And speaking of asses being beaten, the Tennessee Titans continue to be beating them asses. But we're going to get to that after this quick break. 30 seconds to catch our breath. I'm Michael Bishop with the Power Hour. Joining me, everybody getting ready to take a quick breather. Back in 30. You're watching the Power Hour. The Power Hour is on the air, live streaming you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm your host, Michael Bishop, and thank you for joining me this Monday evening. Joining me on the show, I have our good friend, Bryce Spencer, joining us, and on the other side, we've got P. Shark from Let's Tighten Up Podcast. Thank you both for joining the show tonight.
Can I tell people where to find me?
Of course, man. We'll go ahead and go up, get ready, and go down the line and let everybody shout out their webpage. Mr. Pratt, you have the floor.
You can find me on Twitter at Pratt Up, and then you can find me on Facebook. It's Titan Pratt Up, and then Instagram you can find me Titan Pratt Up.
Check out the dude. He's got some good takes, and he's definitely a huge fan. So we want to get all the Titans fans in here and follow all of them because they're all our boys at heart. And of course, P. Shark, will let you go ahead and get your shout out too. Sorry.
Yeah, you can follow me at LBR Tighten Up with the podcast page, and follow my personal page at the one where it spells on the screen DAONE_P Shark.
And I guess I'll throw in my shout out too. Find me at the Power Hour 615 at Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And also check out TikTok every Tuesday to Friday. I put new videos, including my personal favorites, PowerPoints, which you can check out right there. And of course, check out my YouTube page. Just look for the little blue mic. It's where it's at. Well, alright guys. We've got a game to talk about. But first, some inspiration.
I know you saw all that blue. I know you saw that blue. Baby. Did you see it?
Cole with the big hit. Marcus Johnson at 50 yards at a first down. And it's a finger roll. Touchdown, Tannehill. Michael. Zach! Big yeah. Bring it to Foreman. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Harold Landry.
It ain't always pretty, but it's beautiful. That's what I'm now to see, baby, and it's gonna keep going. Let's go. Titans win again. It's gonna keep it going too. On to the next one. Tighten up, baby. Let's get it. And
And that all was courtesy of the Tennessee Titans putting that out there for us earlier today. Some of the highlights and catches of the day as it went on. So, guys, we've got a huge game to talk about. Titans and Saints. So much that happened today. Knowing where to start. And P-Shark will start. All right, buddy, go ahead.
Hold on. I got to get my earbud back in.
All right, well, while we're doing that, we'll let P. Shark go ahead and give his take first on how he felt about the game going forward offensively. So, P. Shark, do you feel that the offense right now can continue the sustained success as they continue to move along?
I think they would get better. You got to take in mind that we have played two of the better defenses in the Rams and the Saints since losing our best player and losing Julio Jones for extended period of time. So I think going forward, they would gradually get better. You still got to get adjusted to not having Derrick Henry. And then playing against two good defenses like that, I mean, it wasn't a big shock to me that they struggled some. But they figured out a way. Scored off of turnovers, scored off of help from the officials, I guess. I spoke about that play 2 years ago when we played the Saints. Khalif Raymond had got knocked out and they called a penalty and that lost us the game. So Saints fan could cry all they want. Same thing.
Hey, Paolo, can I get somebody to help me real quick? Fix my earbuds.
What can we do, buddy?
Can I get my grandma to help me fix my earbuds? I'm gonna put my mic on mute real quick. All
right, buddy. While we do that, P Shark and I are going to go ahead and break down the stats, but we'll get you back in as soon as possible. Okay? All right, Shark. Just going forward, we'll go ahead and throw this up on a small screen and get some of the stats out. So as it goes down, it's the sixth win of the Tennessee Titans season. They continue to find momentum going forward. Right now, at this point, some of the best stats going forward. They're first in the point differential at 60. In the turnover differential, they're tied for first. They're tied for second with 15 sacks. 32 points per game, which is third in the league. And first, which is now 6 wins. So it continues to show that Mike Vrabel's system works when you have the right personnel in place. So do you think now people can really just see that there was kind of a plan going on with this mad scientist we call Coach Vrabel?
I guess you could say so. I mean, I had belief in the defense. I knew all the adjustments they made this offseason. They had talent. But breaking in Jim Shorts
Hey, man,
is probably
I'm
the
back.
biggest deal.
All right, and we've got Bryce is back and joining us back on the show. But go ahead, Shark. 6 wins, it just shows that at this point the team is going to continue to fight and find ways to be successful, especially when it just seems like everyone's not wanting to give them the credit they deserve. Because once again, it just seems like they just want to blow them off. So is it surprising, or is it just another day being a Titan?
Yeah, it's nothing that being tight. I don't watch national media, so I only see it on Twitter, and I tend to mute anybody who put it out there because I mean, why are y'all suggesting yourselves to that? Like, ain't no point.
It's good being a Titans fan.
Exactly, and it just seems like it's not worth putting that kind of negativity out when people just don't want to believe in us, and that's fine. We find ways to make ourselves successful because Coach Vrabel has built a culture in the locker room, and these guys have adapted to it.
The media keeps on hating on us.
Haters gonna hate. We just gonna appreciate because we appreciate our guys.
Like that. Bars.
They suck.
But Bryce, what do you think about the Titans yesterday? Do you feel that the offense, I know we talked earlier before the show started, and you said that they started slow. Do you think that that's something you want to see try to be improved upon, or what do you think they should do going forward?
I think they should do the... Hold on, Power. Well, let me think for a second. I think they should do... Get to moving faster on the offensive starts because it's not working out right now.
P-Shark, I mean, he makes a point with the offense being kind of stagnant starting out the game. Do you think that's a troubling trend, or do you think that's something that they'll eventually get corrected?
They have a chance. They're about to go against some defenses. They are not that good. So they got if they do this against the Texans and the Jags, then I'd be concerned. But against, like I said, the Rams and Saints got one of the top defenses in the NFL. So give and take.
I cannot believe the Saints didn't get the first offensive start out quick. It's because we got the monster bull rush back there.
And it's definitely a situation where our defense keeps continuing to shine, and especially in situations where people try to just not give them the credit they deserve. And breaking down some of the game stats, and these were definitely interesting and kind of eye-opening. In the time of possession, Tennessee once again dominated, but in total yards, passing yards, and even rushing yards, you look at the stats from that point, especially with 17 first downs and 8 penalties, you think they were the ones that lost.
No, not in my opinion.
All right, P. Shark, what's your take?
Hey, a win is a win.
A win is a win. That's all that matters.
And also, the yards are inflated some because when Saints were trying to make the comeback, you gain a lot more yards when you are behind when the other team. And of course, I don't like our end of game offense. The conservativeness, the tie down. I didn't like the end of game offense more than some of the beginning.
It did. It felt like we left some points out there.
Yeah.
Bryce, do you feel the same way? Did we leave some points out there on the field?
I agree.
And I think one of the biggest differences here, while it seemed like, there was just a little bit of stagnant in some of the offense, you got to give props to special teams, especially that play with Dylan Cole. I think that changed the entire momentum of the game.
Yes, it did. It definitely did. I laughed so hard at that.
I was just happy we got a possession back in the third quarter because that's how you need to just take advantage, especially in a tight game like that.
And did you kind of help doing his thing? The finger roll.
Definitely got to see some Tanny rolls out there yesterday. Hopefully we can continue to see them. But also in the game, I had a few things from my perspective. While a lot of people were saying that Ryan Tannehill was the MVP of that game, and I'm not disputing that, especially since he played sick, the guy that stood out to me the most was Marcus Johnson. I loved the way he came out and just dominated every catch that he made. 5 receptions, 100 yards, and each one of those receptions went for a first down. So, P. Shark, I'll start with you. Do you think this was his breakout game, and do you think he can continue to build out on it, especially with the schedule that we have lined up?
Yeah, most definitely. It was definitely a breakout game. Really, I thought Tannehill should throw in the ball more. He had a couple other times that he didn't give it to him, but good game. I saw it was one game. I guess his very first game he played this year. I saw a glimpse. Like, okay, he can be pretty good. That's who they was talking about in training camp. Hadn't really seen much since then, but he finally got the opportunity in this game with Julio out, and he shined.
Bryce, what's your take on Marcus Johnson? Do you think he was the star of the game, or do you have somebody else in mind?
I think he did great. Let me say this: if Marcus Johnson can continue to do what he's doing and keep improving people wrong, and he will be a good receiver.
And continuing that success, hopefully, with the schedule that the Titans have, he is definitely earning my offensive player of the game, no doubt. But also on the defensive side, no surprise, Jeffrey Simmons, handling business once again. And this was a tough one, but I had to go with Big Jeff. 4 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 pass batted. He continues to show how dominant of a defensive player he is and why the Titans took a chance on him. So, Bryce, I'll start with you. Do you think that Jeffrey Simmons is going to earn a Pro Bowl nod eventually?
Yes. He's like Aaron Donald out there. But I'm taking Big 9-8 over Aaron Donald.
Strong words from our good friend Bryce Pratt. How about you, P. Shark? Do you think we have Aaron Donald 2.0 or something better?
Man, he's really good. I'm not about to go Aaron Donald yet, but but do give me he's definitely getting respect around. Now, if the Titans' team is not getting respected, Jeffrey Simmons is actually getting respected. I hear his name almost every day by some type of national media analyst. So He's on his way.
I
Especially,
think,
go ahead, buddy.
I think so for sure. What do
And
you,
I'm sorry, buddy.
I think so for sure. I think he's gonna get a Pro Bowl.
And I would.
Harold Landry will definitely get one.
And it's definitely. I agree with you of that. Harold Landry right now is third in sacks, only 2 behind Myles Garrett, and Jeffrey Simmons. With his strong surge right now, he's only 2 sacks behind, actually hitting double digits. The first time 2 Tennessee Titans have had those numbers in quite a long time.
Who was it that had it last? Question mark.
I want to say Brian Arakpo and Derek Morgan did, but they may have just missed it.
I think they did. I think it was very close. If anybody in the chat knows, you're more than welcome to shout out on that. We're trying to get that one out, so I want to say it might be even further, maybe back in the 1990s, possibly, because it seems like maybe even.
Or, I'm sure Javon Curse and Kyle Vanderbosch had to do it one year.
It could have, or maybe Javon and Kevin Carter. Javon and Kevin Carter.
Oh, there you go, back to the 90s.
It was right there. It was right there. I just couldn't say it. I was like, who was that? It was 93. But they continue to ball out, and this defense just seems to be just Jeffrey Simmons just breaking out point. And J-Rob shows that, yes, he may have some misses in the draft, but he also can find some gems. And some of our interesting points here, this one right here. Already we know the Tennessee Titans have the easiest remaining schedule based on opponents' win percentage. And going forward, this is a huge advantage. Knowing right now the Titans can continue to play their way into a possible number 1 seed and a first-round bye. So, P-Shark, I'll ask you first. Can they continue on this trade that is just running wild without trying to derail?
Yep, I believe so. I got them finishing 14-3. At worst, 13-4. I know people think about the Jets game. We have bad loss. Normally, the Titans have one bad game like that, and they learn their lesson.
I don't want to hear about that.
I don't think anyone does, but at this point, it's like exactly.
I mean, the Bills lost to the Jags. The Ravens lost to the Dolphins. Everybody got a bad loss now, so we good.
Yeah, no one needs to be talking about the Jets to us anymore. And Al Pierce says it was Fuller and Jones back on the Oilers, so it does go back a while. So
wow, past the Titans.
Oof. So yeah, it definitely went back a little while, but I like the way Tennessee continues to just show dominance, especially against some of the teams that are just supposed to like have these really good defenses or really good offenses, and they just keep showing out every week. The consistency's there, and Mike Vrabel is, without a doubt right now, one of the best motivators in any locker room. So, Bryce, I'm going to ask you real quick, how do you feel about the chances of Tennessee just running the table and finishing the rest of the schedule, winning the rest of their games?
I think we're going to go 15-2. And get to the Super Bowl.
Bryce Pratt taking it all the way to the Super Bowl, not showing any fear. I love it. P. Shark, do you agree on that?
I hope so. That's my prediction as of now, but things change as the season goes along. I say this: I do believe we do, and he might be coming back in playoffs or even before that. Derrick Henry, we will need Derrick Henry and Julio Jones.
Agreed.
Playoff time come around.
And it's a certain situation that we'll continue to talk about Julio Jones in the next segment. But
most definitely, we need Julio in the playoffs and Derrick Henry back.
For sure, to get that Super Bowl dream alive, we'll definitely break down Julio in the next segment going forward. And our final piece right now from Jim Wyatt, I thought this was a really good stat put up, and it just shows the dominance right there. In 2021, the Titans have played half of the teams that made the NFL playoffs in 2020 and are undefeated in those opportunities. They're 7-0 with the wins against the Seahawks, the Colts twice, Bills, Chiefs, Rams, and the Saints. So people wanted to say that this isn't a real 8-2 team, and you know who you are. I'm not going to say you by name because I'm not going to give you that kind of Twitter feed. But let's just be real. Anybody that's sweeping through playoff teams that went last year, one of them that was in the AFC Championship, the other one in the Super Bowl, and possibly two that can make the Super Bowl this year. You just have no idea how dominant this team continues to play. And with 82 different players. How is that not an 8-2 team? That sounds to me like someone that's being creative. P-Shark, what would you say?
Yep, sounds like next man up mentality is working well. You know, we kind of remind me of, and it makes sense because Mike Vrabel played for Bill Belichick in New England. It reminds me of the Patriots. We look like the old Patriots teams. Of course, that's Tom Brady, but that's who it's remind me of. Discipline football, finding ways to win. So, hey.
I think mine is where it's going to come down to a situation where we're going to beat anybody in the playoffs, no matter what. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Baltimore Ravens.
We need to see them again. We need to see them again.
Well, it definitely seems like P-Shark and I are going to be a little more cautious, but Bryce Pratt showing no fear, wanting to take on anybody. He's trying to get that ring, and I respect that.
Facts, no paper.
All right, guys. Great game. I love just a lot of things that happened. I continue to see a lot of motivation and a lot of good things on all sides of the ball. Hopefully it continues to be progressive moving forward, and we'll talk about that later in the show. So first, we're going to get a quick break in and catch our breath. I'm Michael Bishop with the Power Hour, and I'm here to bring you this special bulletin. The Power Hour is on the air, live streaming to you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm your host, Michael Bishop. Thank you for joining us this Monday evening. It's great having everybody on the show tonight. I'm happy to have all the input tonight. It's been just a really fun show. It's always good to have my buddy P-Shark on here, and our new friend, of course, Mr. Pratt, joining us. Bryce Pratt, make sure you check him out at his social media web pages, Twitter and on Instagram. And don't forget to follow P-Shark on Twitter and also check out his podcast, Let's Tighten Up Podcast.
On Facebook, too.
Getting the shout-outs quick to guys. But I just also wanted to make sure everybody's having a good time as we get ready for our next segment. And one of the bigger questions going forward, especially knowing we do have some games without one of our key pieces, Julio Jones. And it's a situation that I know is a little unfortunate, but it's very questionable. But first, also a little bit of good news before diving into some of the questionable ones. From our good buddy Titans Uni-Tracker, our magic number to clinch the division is at 4. So right now at this moment, the Titans' magic number to win the AFC drops to 4. Any combination of Titans wins and losses from the Colts that add up to 4 means new hats and new T-shirts. So I see P Shark smiling, so he's dying to get his hands on one of them new hats, and I bet our good buddy Bryce Pratt is ready to get his shirt on.
I'm definitely ready for that.
All right, guys, jumping into our next topic right now. And the biggest thing we have to worry about, especially with some of the other guys getting an opportunity to play, is Julio Jones. Can he get fully healthy before it's too late for us to get him involved in the mix? So, P-Shark, I'll start with you. I know the IR is a situation that's been evolved, and it's really nice, especially when a player can go on there for a 3-week period and then return. So it's been a nagging problem, and it's unfortunate we haven't got to see the best of Julio. Do you think there's still time that he can make a huge turn and help this team excel to the next level?
Yeah, I think so. I think hamstrings are tricky, and with him being older, and he had the same problems last year, so him being older in his 30s now, it can be very lingering. So that's why I'm glad they finally decided to put him on IR. He toughed it out for the big stretch of the games we needed him most for. Put him on IR, give him 3 weeks and the bye week. After his 3 weeks, it's the bye week after this, so he has 4 weeks to fully get healthy. So could it still be a problem later? Sure, but I mean, this is the best thing for him right now, and I mean he's still showing flashes, so we know he's still Julio when he's out there. It's just you got to get the hamstring right.
Bryce, how do you think? Do you think there's still time for Julio to get in there and make an impact?
Yes. I think he will be fully healthy for December and January.
Which are definitely key dates we need.
For the playoffs. It's not like you need him to go in there and do 1,000 plays right now.
So, I guess the one question I'll ask you right now, Bryce, is do you think it's wise to put him in right now, especially when he gets off the IR for the Jacksonville game, or would you wait a little further?
I would wait until the Pittsburgh Steelers game.
Okay. What do you think, P-Shark?
Whenever he feel like he 100%, put him out there. So it's the Jacksonville game. Because the thing is, him and Tannehill still have to develop chemistry. And those games against a team like Jacksonville are those games that they have to work those kinks out. Like the Pittsburgh game, that's a game where they got to be all ready to go.
And I definitely see the chemistry thing still being worked on. It's getting there. I just think in a rush season, especially in a free agent year where he had to wait to decide where he wanted to go, didn't really help things, but you see that there's something there that they can continue to build off of. So I guess one of the biggest questions going forward is, in knowing that hamstrings are tricky issues like you said they are, is it one of these situations where you know you can kind of rely on the receivers they have right now until he gets to that point, especially that they've had to be doing that and it works, but is it sustainable trying to finish up what they're trying to do long term?
I'm back. I had to put mine on me for a second to get my earbud fixed back in, so it's all good.
All right, buddy, you're good. No problem. But P-Shark, do you think it's sustainable, especially with the receivers they have right now? Granted, there's success, but can they do this long term and get the goals they need to get to the ultimate goal?
Yeah, not long term. In the short term.
AJ Brown could be the number one receiver we have right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad take. I think AJ's done a great job toting the load, and especially with some of the other guys stepping up. But
did you see that 16-yard catch by AJ Brown yesterday?
I definitely enjoyed that catch. P-Shark, I know you caught that.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely enjoy when the receivers especially run out and just put their body on the line just to try and make a catch. So, shout out for him to be putting that ball into place and making sure that everybody has an opportunity to play. But give props to Tannehill. That's just, I'll refer back to P. Shark. That's just good chemistry. And it's unfortunate that him and Julio are still working at, especially with injuries at this point.
Right. Him and A.J. Brown go back to pre-Mariota. Mariota was a starter, AJ was a rookie, so him and Tannehill spent a lot of time second team offense. So they've been developing chemistry since training camp.
Tannehill, since Tannehill took over, we've been we've been great since Tannehill took over as a starting quarterback.
And he continues to be on a dominant spree, and hopefully that's just one that'll help us to the Super Bowl. But, P-Shark, one question I'll ask you real quick before we get to our next break. With Julio being out, who's the true number 2 if it's not A.J. Brown being number 1?
Looking like Marcus Johnson. I mean, obviously, it got to be him right now. Yeah, Marcus Johnson. I can't think of another player, another receiver as good as him right now.
I think it's Marcus Johnson for sure.
The full Marcus Johnson board up, and I will say Marcus Johnson as well. I just hope that success is containable, especially in the long run of everything. We want to make sure that our guys get back healthy, especially with Julio, knowing what we've invested in him, and it's unfortunate the way things have played out. But I agree, in the short term of things, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. And if we can get him in at least maybe 75 to 80% healthy, I still think that type of Julio is still a dangerous player.
You saw that catch he made against Buffalo.
I definitely remember the one against Seattle that didn't count and should have counted.
Like I said, he's still Julio.
He's still Julio.
He's still Julio. You know that.
Let's just hope we can get some of that Julio magic going forward as the season progresses, and especially when the playoffs get started. Mm-hmm. But first, let's go ahead and catch our breath real quick. We've got some predictions to go through on Week 11, some pretty good games, some pretty good matchups. We definitely want to get you guys to get your take, and we'll break each one down. And, of course, the Sunday game against the Texans. We'll take a quick break and be right back. I'm Michael Bishop of the Power Hour, back in 30. The Power Hour is on the air, live streaming to you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm your host, Michael Bishop, and thank you for joining me, my good friend P. Shark, and my other good friend, Bryce Pratt, on the show tonight. It was great having you guys on. We're having a lot of fun talking football. It's always great having a win, and it just makes the show even better. So thank you guys for joining me tonight.
Hey, that other 30-second break, I'll laugh my ass off.
I meant to ask you all about that. What's your take on the Tickle Monster situation? I don't want to go too far into it, but P-Shark's not. He's not having this.
I heard this phrase. We had this phrase. Let's be real media called "Don't entertain people when they're bored." Right now, I'm not entertaining national media, and I'm not entertaining the Tickle Monsters.
P-Shark's not having any of that. Not at all. Bryce, how do you feel about the quote-unquote Tickle Monster situation?
I love it. I love it.
I will just have to say I'm staying away from it. Not my cup of tea. Hashtag the Two Blue Wrecking Crew. That's what I'm rolling with.
I laughed so hard at it.
Oh, but each to their own, I guess. All right, guys, we got Week 11 picks. Let's throw it on the little screen. Let's get going. All right, in our Week 11 matchup, starting out our Thursday night game on Fox, we've got a rematch of Super Bowl 52, the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. Bryce, I will let you start this one first. Who do you like in this game?
I think the Atlanta Falcons will be my upset of the week.
Wow. That's a bold take. P-Shark, are you feeling bold?
Hey,
31,
ain't that bold.
31-30.
Okay, he's got a 1 point upset. I can dig that. P-Shark, are you feeling bold? Is that an upset for you?
Oh, hey, let's do the schedule. We have to pick my bold prediction. That's one. I have to keep my eye on that one. That's a good one. Dang.
I do like
stuck
that.
on this one. Yeah, you got me stuck on this one. I'm gonna take the Patriots for now, but that might change over the week. I could very well see Atlanta upsetting them. The Patriots have been doing really good lately, but it's a road game.
It
play
is.
a lot of home games.
I like that. So I would love to put my upset on that, but not yet. I like the Patriots in this one, but I will go a close game as well. We'll say a field goal, at least on my end.
That's what I said.
I'm not as bold as you. That's the problem. I'm not going to take that one just yet. So our 1 o'clock matchup on Sunday on Fox, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the San Francisco 49ers. P-Shark, I'll let you go first on this one. Who do you like in this match one?
Man, this guy might be worse than the Steelers Lions. Give me a tie. Nah, give me a give me Jacksonville to get their second win of the season.
All right. Bryce, how are you feeling about this one?
I think Jacksonville's going to get their ass beat.
Bryce bringing the ass beat downs again. So, I don't know, P-Shark. I'm kind of with you on this one. I might go on a tie. I might feel bold enough to say this might be a tie.
That friend ain't good.
But
I think it will too.
If I have to pick, I feel more confident about San Francisco. So I'll go San Francisco 6 points.
I think Jacksonville's going to get their ass beat.
They might get their ass beat in a tie. So our next matchup, 1 o'clock on CBS. Pretty good matchup. The Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts. As Tennessee Titan fans, we know this game holds huge interest for us, especially since one or the other holds the key to us clinching the division or possibly an early first-round playoff spot and bye. So, Bryce, who do you like in this one? We'll let you go first.
I like the Bills in this one.
All right.
I think it's going to be a really close game.
How close would you go?
31-28.
All right. We got a comeback win. I like that. P-Shark, how do you feel about it? Do we got a close one here?
Oh, man. My bad. I'm laughing. Come on, man. But, yeah, I think it'll be close. But Colts have gotten better. But the Bills at home, it's going to be hard to beat them in Buffalo. So give me the Bills. We're on the tiebreakers of both these teams, so, hey, it don't really matter.
Pretty much so. I think I'll just go with the Bills as well. I think especially after last week's SmackDown, I'm not too worried about the Indianapolis Colts. We're going to keep rolling. Doesn't matter, so I'll give the Bills here, and I'll give them, we'll go 4-point win. I think it's fair.
You didn't say what I said, though, did you?
I did not. I'm not as brave as you. And then our next 1 o'clock matchup on CBS, an AFC East rivalry, the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. P-Shark, I'll let you have the floor on this one.
Yeah, we got some bad games this week. I
don't disagree.
Give me a tie for real this time. Give me a tie. Now, if I have to choose somebody, do I really? I mean, dang, is Tua playing? I don't know. Give me the Jets.
Hey.
Well, Well, the Dolphins beat the Ravens.
Yeah, at home. Yeah, that was an ugly game. I don't know. The Jets beat us and the Bengals. I don't, both got wins.
Don't talk about that.
I'm just saying.
Oh, we're just having too much fun on this. I want to thank the Dolphins and the Jets for giving us a great laugh right now. Y'all are so bad that we're just enjoying ourselves too much. So, Bryce, who do you like in this one, if you like anybody?
I'm gonna take a tie here.
Oh, goodness. Well, I will be the bold one, and I like the Dolphins in this one. So, you know what? I'll give them a little love. I'll say it's an upset right here. Not my upset lock, but I'll just say an upset here. So I'll go with Miami. I'm glad somebody went with a tie. I wasn't bold enough to go with a tie. and the matchups keep getting worse, apparently. So we've got the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions.
It's back to playing.
Bryce, go ahead if you want.
I want the Cleveland Browns to do this one. I'll take it. It's going to be a very tough opponent for Detroit.
All right. P-Shark, do you feel that the Lions have any sort of hope here?
No, at first I thought they were at home, but I see they're playing at Cleveland, so nah, give me Cleveland.
I don't.
I will also go with Cleveland in this one. Sorry, Detroit. I gave you a shot. You blew it. I gave you a shot and you blew it. That's all you had to do was kick the field goal. All right, we got a better matchup here, so we'll move away from the fake Madden matchup. On to this one, the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings, 1 o'clock Eastern on Fox. P-Shark, who do you like in this matchup of the NFC North?
Man, I ain't picking Minnesota for any other games, man. Give me Green Bay. Every time I pick them, they lose. I ain't picking them no more. Green Bay.
Bryce, who are you feeling in this one?
I'm taking Green Bay to ass beating.
Another Bryce Pratt ass beating served up on the Power Hour. I like Green Bay as well. It's cleared the board. No arguments here. Green Bay gets it. Kirk Cousins doesn't like that. And a pretty good matchup here. 1 o'clock Eastern on CBS. You've got the Baltimore Ravens and the Chicago Bears. I think a pretty good defensive matchup. So, P-Shark, who do you like in this one?
Man, I don't know what to make of Baltimore. They've had some like comeback wins this season. They playing in Chicago. This is my upset pick. My dad is a Bears fan. I'm rolling my dad. Give me the Bears.
Okay, I can dig that. Bryce, what do you feel?
I'll take the Ravens on this one. I'll take the Ravens ass beating.
You have it right here. Bryce Pratt serving up another ass beating on the Power Hour. You know what? I see this being a very low-scoring game. I think you're going to see a defensive nightmare. You're probably going to see a game like in just a single-digit score. So
it's probably going to be field goals.
Bills, Jags.
It's probably going to be that way. So I'm going to go with the Bears on this one. I like their defense a lot better, and the Ravens have played a lot of tight games. So I think the defense stands here. Chicago gets a rare win against a very, very tough opponent. And a 1 o'clock matchup on Fox at Eastern Time. Pretty decent matchup right here. Yeah. The New Orleans Saints playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Bryce, you have the floor.
I'll take the Philadelphia Eagles on this one at a field goal.
Bryce saying fly, Eagles fly. Is P-Shark feeling the same way?
Yeah, same here. I kind of was treating the Eagles like the Vikings, but they are finally running the ball. That's all they need to do. Now they finally doing it. Look at the success they're having, and they're playing at home. So it's gonna be a really good game. This is a tough one, but I pick Philadelphia. They're fine as long as they run the ball like they're supposed to.
I'm dusting off my lock of the week, and it's a straight flush from here. The Philadelphia Eagles get my lock of the week on this one. I like them a lot better than what the New Orleans Saints are doing. I think they continue to slump, and there's nothing they can do, especially with inconsistent quarterback play. But the Eagles get this one out in a nail-biter. Lock of the week for me. Moving on to our next game, a 1 o'clock matchup on Fox. The Carolina Panthers taking on the Washington football team. So
It didn't show it.
P-Shark, we'll go with you first. Does the Cam Newton comeback tour continue to roll?
It's an interesting game right here. Give me the Panthers, but be mindful. This is Cam Newton versus his old coach, Ron Rivera, in Carolina.
That's a good point. Bryce, who do you like in this one?
I like the Carolina Panthers.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the Carolina Panthers. Ass beating.
Bryce Pratt serving up yet another ass beating. It's an ass beating kind of show. Well, here's my upset. I like what Washington did against the Bucs. I feel confident that even without Chase Young, this team has got a lot of motivation going forward, and Ron Rivera is very much looking forward to matching up against his former quarterback. And like P. Shark said, he knows what he's going to do.
That's true.
So I like the Washington football team here in a close one. Here's your upset of the week. Moving forward to our next game. Getting to the afternoon slate. On 4:05 Eastern on CBS, the Cincinnati Bengals play the Las Vegas Raiders. That should say the Las Vegas Raiders. They're not in Oakland. So, thanks a lot, Flash stand-up picture. But go ahead, P-Shark. Let's see who you go with.
So, two free-falling teams. Who is that, Vegas? Give me the Bengals to break their free fall. Vegas got a lot going on.
All right. How about you, Bryce? Who are you feeling?
Okay, I'll take a tie here.
That's not too far out of the realm. I think for me, this is a tough one. Is Cincinnati at home?
No.
No.
I don't know if they are or not. I can't
say Vegas.
I can't see.
Okay, I'm still going with Cincinnati. Vegas is a mess. You're not Oakland, you're Vegas. So I'm going Cincinnati on this one. And a 4:25 matchup on Fox. This one will be pretty good. You have the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. So Spencer, in this game of the NFC foes, who do you like?
Who did you say? I forgot.
I'm sorry, Bryce. Who do you got?
Who's playing? Wait a minute. I forgot.
It's at Seattle.
Seattle.
Yep.
See, Arizona at Seattle.
I'll pick Arizona.
All right. Who do you got, P-Shark?
I got Arizona ass beaten.
That's a tough one because that's Seattle. Kyler Murray I think it's be a first game back. Russell Wilson is back.
They had no DeAndre Hopkins and no Kyler Murray yesterday.
Yeah. Give me Arizona. Give me Arizona, but I don't feel good about it.
All right. This is tough. This is one of the hard things about doing predictions on Monday because we don't really have a good report, but that's just part of the fun, so I just kind of roll with it. But I'm not feeling that brave. I'll go with Arizona. I think you get Kyler Murray back, but I think Hopkins is out for at least another week. But I feel confident that they'll handle the Seahawks. And another 4:25 matchup on Fox, and this one will probably be the afternoon game of the week. The Dallas Cowboys against the Kansas City Chiefs. So, Bryce, in this one, who do you think gets the win here?
The Dallas Cowboys. I'll take the Dallas Cowboys.
All right. Another guaranteed ass beating from our good friend Bryce Pratt. P-Shark, do you see an ass beating in this one?
Since the game is at Kansas City, I won't say it'd be an ass beating. I think Dallas would beat them. But if they were at home, I would say it did. But since they playing at Kansas City, that's a tough place to win it. But I got Dallas to pull it off in a close one.
Well, it's definitely not going to be a tickle monster match, so...
Nah.
Yeah, a lot of scoring.
I don't think so.
I see this one going into overtime, but I like Kansas City coming out on top.
Power Hour. Why is your screen stuck on the Eagles and Saints? Can you try to fix that?
I think yours might be a little slow, buddy. We'll just see if that works out. Hopefully it'll work out on your end. But moving on to our next matchup, hopefully that'll get it fixed. 8:20 on NBC, the Sunday night game. Yuck. We've got the Steelers and Los Angeles Chargers. So we'll see if we can get our buddy back. Sorry, I think we lost. Yeah. I think we lost him, so I'll try and see if I can get him back. But P-Shark, who do you like in this one while we're trying to get him back?
Give me the Chargers, but it's in LA, but it's basically a home game for the Steelers. Steelers fans travel to LA, especially for the Chargers. Last time they played in LA against the Chargers, it was a home game. So give me the Chargers, though. I just think they're the better team.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't think the Steelers have much left, and even if Big Ben comes back, it's not going to be one of those games that they used to play in just those slug-out matches. Mm-hmm. I feel the Chargers are the better team offensively and defensively. I feel a little better. But I will say for our good buddy, Mr. Pratt, there would definitely be an ass beating of some sort for one of them. If we can get it back on, we'll try and get his take on that. So, hate to lose him like that, but hopefully we can get that fixed. So, we will just say Bryce Pratt probably will have an ass beating up there. So, I guarantee it. And moving on to our next game on Monday Night Football, and a pretty decent one of interest. The New York Football Giants taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks. And we got him back. Hey, Bryce, you hear us?
Yeah.
All right, buddy, good having you.
Sorry,
you're fine.
Sorry, I accidentally tapped the X button on the top of my screen.
It happens. We're just glad we got you back. What was your take on the Sunday night game, the Steelers and the Chargers? Who's getting the ass beating?
I think the Chargers will get the ass beaten.
Straight flush Chargers giving the ass beating. It's the Bryce Pratt special, as we'll call it on the Power Hour. Moving on to our Monday night game, Giants and the Bucks. P-Shark, who do you got?
Oh, you're in the Bucks. They ain't about to lose 3 in a row. Hey, at home too? Nah, no sir.
What do you say, Bryce? Do you think it's going to be a Bucks win?
I'll take an ass beating you.
We've got 2, and I'll make it 3. I like the Bucks here. I think even after a bad loss against the Washington football team, that they'll get back to their winning ways. No problem there. And finally, the game that we've all come for, and we'll try and get Bryce back on in a second. It's the matchup that every Tennessee Titan's going to be ready for. Sunday on 1 p.m. CBS. Tennessee matches up with their foe, the Houston Texans, to try and extend their lead in the division. Definitely going to be a slugfest of sorts, more likely for the Titans. And we've got our buddy back on there. Welcome back, man.
Sorry, man. I accidentally done it again.
You're fine, but you know what? We're going to give you the first pick here. Titans and the Texans. Who do you got?
Oh, you got to show Al Pierce comment on this one.
I'll take a really good ass beating.
This might be a mammoth ass beating right there, though. So I think we're up to at least 7 ass beatings in some of these games. So this is like T-shirt material. I love it. Like I might just make the Bryce Pratt ass beating T-shirt.
Right.
That might even be an award, like for one of these games. Just the Bryce Pratt ass beating of the week. Well, P Shark, how do you feel about this game? What are some of the keys the Tennessee Titans are going to have to do to try and score number 9?
Answer the play. Don't take them lightly. Tyrod Taylor is back. They are coming off a bye, so they got some rest, unlike us, who still struggling along, just trying to patch and play. So just don't take them lightly. Go ahead, take care of business. We're at home. Go ahead and whoop 'em.
What's your take on that? I'll let you go ahead.
Well, thanks, buddy. I'll go ahead and throw myself into this one. Tennessee knows that this is an important game right here. Every division game matters. Don't care what their record is. Yes, they're down, but the thing is, we can't fall into the trap game. And in situations like this, I think this is where we're going to have to be really creative on offense. We need to try and open the playbook up, and with a defense that's really bad against the run, I would love to see either Foreman or Peterson try and get at least maybe about 50 to 75 yards each if they can. But the defense has another showing that continues to be the key maker here. And yes, Al Pierce, no trap game here. Remember the Jets game. But that's not the point here. The biggest point is I think the defense knows what's going to take to beat this team. And the key component is just consistency. I think if Tennessee consistently shows that they're going to go out and play a physical football game like they've been doing in this huge gauntlet that they ended up going 5-0 in, that's the difference maker. So, I got you, buddy. So, score-wise, I am going to go Tennessee 34, Houston 13. B-Shark, you got a score for us?
Yep, give me Tennessee finally get back in the 30s again. Give me 31-13.
And we'll finish off with our good buddy, Mr. Pratt. What do you got?
I'm going to take 52-10.
Wow. Love the energy. Love to see a 50 burger there too. So each of us sweeping for the Titans. Definitely going to be a great matchup here. 1 o'clock Eastern on CBS. Home game for us, so like the odds, just handle business.
And the Texans don't have a wide receiver threat.
Honestly, I don't think they have much of any threat. The mascot has a better chance of going out there and being threatening, honestly. And our buddy Al Pierce on the chat saying Patriots, 49ers, Bills, Dolphins, Packers, Lions, Bears, Bengals, Cardinals, Cowboys, Chargers, Bucks, and Titans. No argument there. Well, all right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Throw us off back on our regular screen real quick, if I can. All right, gentlemen, I wanted to give you one more chance to let everybody know where to find you on your formats. P-Shark, I'll let you go first.
Yep, you can find me at my personal account. As you can see, I spelled on the screen, DAONE_P-Shark. And Titans Podcast, Let's Tighten Up Podcast at LBR Tighten Up on Twitter. And follow me, YouTube. Listen to me on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple, any audio platform you can take.
I don't really use Spotify that much.
Well, you better. This man needs. He needs your support, man.
That's why I got. That's why I got YouTube. That's why I got. Apple, Google, Stitcher. Listen to me anywhere.
He got everything. He's gonna get you. I tell you what, Bryce, he's going to get you on whatever you need to check him out because he needs your support. But Bryce, definitely want to get you to get your shout out too. Tell the fans where to find you.
Facebook, it's Bryce. It's Titan Pratt up, and then Twitter, it's at Pratt up, and then Instagram, it's Titan Pratt up.
All right. Check him out, guys. He's really an awesome dude. Great fan. Love his energy. One of the unsung fans of the Tennessee Titan fan base. Very happy to have both of you on the show tonight. We've had a great time. Probably the hardest I've laughed on any show so far. So it's been great having you all tonight. And I definitely got to get you all back on soon.
It was definitely fun. It was a pretty good one. And thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for being on the show. And P Shark, I thank you again for being on the show as well. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok at the Power Hour 615 on my 4bats. Just make sure you look for the little blue mic. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back next Monday, hopefully talking about another Tennessee Titans win. 9-2 is the goal. Remember, Mamba mentality. The job's not finished, and we've got a ways to go.
I would like to come back on in a couple weeks.
Well, we definitely got a full booking, buddy, but we're definitely going to try and get you back on there as soon as we can. So hang on there, and we'll try and get you on as soon as possible. But, guys, thank you for once again joining me. Everybody, you all have a good night, and an even better tomorrow. Take care and tighten up.
Tighten up.
Tighten up.
All right.
Thank you for watching the Power Hour. And don't
All right. Thank you for having me.